Hello and welcome to round 18, the American Grand Prix. We're here again today with a third race in a row that's wet. I don't know if it's intermediate or full wet, but it's starting out to be wet. It's another wet race.
Here we are then in one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, the fabulous Austin, in the great state of Texas. The circuit itself 14 miles southeast of the city centre and home to the US Grand Prix since 2012. The latest in a long list of iconic tracks to have that honour. We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, where 20 corners and speeds of up to 200 miles an hour await us on this magnificent racetrack. It's 60% full throttle with plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the two DRS zones into turn 1 and at the end of the long back straight into turn 12. What a race we have in store today. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lee lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Bottas, Leclerc, Lando Norris, and Perez, Ricciardo, Ocon, Tsunoda, and Sebastian Vettel, Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, George Russell, and Sainz, Stroll, Verstappen. They've taken a grid penalty. Mick Schumacher and Giuliano Alesi. Gasly, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Latifi, Fernando Alonso, and Nikita Mazepin. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
With 5 races remaining, we're still in with a chance of taking the Constructors' Championship. The team need a result from you today.
Right, let's get the practice program up and running. But first, okay, we're looking at, we've got a wet race at the end, have we? Okay. So let's inherit this stint a little bit more. Because I can do that. Let's just underfill the car a little bit to there. Right, let's rock and roll.
Everything looks good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
A little bit wide there. Cold tyres. But this is good. Yeah, this isn't too bad. I have to say, it was a great race at Qatar. Hamilton winning, Verstappen second.
We think we may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes.
And yeah, Fernando Alonso in third place. He's still got it. And that's a boost for Fernando's confidence in the Alpine, or Alpine, depends where you come from. Yeah, it's a real good showing from Fernando. I think he enjoyed it more than Max did. But Hamilton has sliced the points a little bit there with Max. But I think it's going to go down to the wire to see who's going to win the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. Like I say, I am rooting for Max Verstappen and Red Bull this season because I've had enough of Mercedes domination. A bit like how Red Bull was in 2010 to 2014. And prior to that, Ferrari. And also, well, I can't really say McLaren because McLaren only ever won it twice in 98 to 99. But before that, McLaren was was a good team. So was Williams. And as we wait for the grid to form up, I'm just gonna chill a little bit.
down the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Right, let's get rocking and rolling. Here we go. Bit of a slow start there by me, but it's okay. Wheel spin's good. I'm going to try and cut Hamilton off now. Hamilton's got the inside. It's okay. I have the racing line. I did have the racing line. I'll turn. Come on, come on, come on. Now, Fernando. Now, Hamilton has got me on that part. Okay, that was a good start by Lewis. Bad start by me. I've not really had a bad start as that for a while, actually. So I'm just gonna reel him in a bit by bit. I know I'm quicker in the corners, but I'm also better on the straight. He's using overtake. Oh my gosh, Sergio Perez. I'm just gonna dot down the inside. I dotted down the inside. I did hit Hamilton. I know I did. I think I may have had damage. No damage. That's okay. That's cool. Overtake is limited. Oh my god. 3. And Sergio Perez just cut the corner directly there. That was disgusting. Because I know I cut the corner because the bollard went off. But it's okay, I'll just get him on this cut part. Oh, too deep. Easy. This is actually a pretty good racing. Right. Forcing wide, that's it. Good keep racing line. Hamilton must have damage because I did clatter into him, but I looked on his car, there was no damage at all. It must have phantom damage again. But he's going to probably go onto the hard set of compound tyres. He could probably get medium to go the majority of the way, but I doubt it. But yeah, Sergio Perez is now keeping me honest. But it's going to be a good race regardless what happens. But yeah, like I say, I'm unsure what to talk about in today's race, because normally I'll pick a topic or I have something on my mind that I'll talk about, but it really is, today's just a day where
The underbody's taken some damage. You may start to notice it.
yeah, I really don't know what to talk about. It's one of them interesting days where I'm unsure. But yeah, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to talk about. It's going to be... I've got to think of something because I've got another 12 laps to go. Gosh, oh yeah, I know what I could talk about. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, former Man United manager. There we go, I've got something to talk about now. Ole Gunnar losing to Watford, sacked.
Some information on Sonoda. They seem to have an issue.
Yeah, you've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sacked, Steve Bruce got sacked, Dean Smith sacked. 3 managers that have been sacked within the last 4-5 weeks of football. So Smithy left Villa under the premise of 5 defeats in a row. Goodbye, Dean Smith.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Right, so Smithy now joins Norwich City on a 4-year deal, or 4.5-year deal. So that's good for him. Stevie G becomes Villa manager, gets his first win over Brighton, 2-0 I think it was, which was superb. Fair play to Stevie G and Villa. Brucey, I ain't sure where Steve Bruce is going to go, because he's a manager that deserves
Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
Engineer, quiet.
Confirmed.
Right. Now more Jeff. Yeah, so like I was saying, Steve Bruce. Don't know where he's going to end up. He could get to Rangers. It would be good to see him at Rangers, because then he can win a couple of titles in the Scottish Premier League. Stevie G did it with Rangers last season. He won the Scottish Premier League with them, so fair play. 2-horse race already, Scotland is Celtic or Rangers. But Carl Fulton, good team. Favourite Scottish team, Rangers is. But yeah, Zinedine Zidane doesn't want to take the role of Manchester United at the moment. It's because I think he said he don't want to be a manager halfway through a season, which is understandable because you've got half a season to get where you need to be. But if United offer him the money, I can see Zinedine Zidane being Manchester United manager by the end of the week. Because it's like everything, money talks. And I've talked about money talks in Formula 1 with Zhou, the Chinese guy, coming in for Alfa Romeo, taking Antonio Giovinazzi's seat. So, yeah. But no, if Zidane joins Man U, it'd be good to see a legend like Zidane take the role of an iconic English team. But well, I say an iconic English team. In the past, have been an iconic team. Since 2014, United have slipped badly, and that's because of Sir Alex Ferguson not being at the helm. I spoke about Sir Alex in a couple of videos. I think it was on Minecraft or Formula 1, and I said like the fact that Man United do so well is because Fergie built the team. He knew 1 year he was going to win the league. He turned around to the board and says, "Oh yeah, I'm going to win the league, but I'll get European football." And he got European football. The following year he won the title because the players gelled. They knew his formation, they knew his tactics, they knew what he was expected to do. And the players did it. But will Zidane join? Maybe. Will Zidane, if he does, on the premises if he does join, Zidane knows what Zidane needs to do. He knows what the players are capable of, and he knows he's got a chance of being a successful manager. Where if he does join, give him 2 years, United will win the league. If he gets the right players in and the right style of football played. Because Zidane was a defending midfielder. He played for Real Madrid, played for France in the World Cups. He played for a few French leagues, French teams in the French league. Zidane knows what Zidane's capable of. He's had some successes with Real Madrid as a manager. He's had a what do you call it? Not a luxurious career as a manager, but he's had success here and there, and he's had continental success here and there. And that's because he had, he's told the board like Fergie told him, give me a couple of seasons, I'll do it. The downside to Man United was having David Moyes join from Everton. Fergie picked Moyes because Moyes was Everton's longest reigning manager, constant European football, top half of the table, always in the top 6. And that's how Moyes played his style of football. He joins Man U, and half of these players that he had gets injured in training because the training programme are not what Man United players are used to, and Moyes is not used to the United way, so he tried to do his own way. And of course he had like Van Persie injured, he had multiple players injured up and down the field on the training pitch, and then he gets sacked I think with like 4 games remaining, maybe 5 at the most, and Ryan Giggs takes over as caretaker manager. He didn't do too bad, Giggs didn't. Bring in Louis van Gaal, FA Cup winning, positives around the ground, had potential to be special, and he flopped because the pressure is demanding on Man United is we win leagues, we win cups, we win Champions League. And of course he got I think it was about fourth, maybe third, and your Champions League football. He has FA Cup wins. League position was mediocre for Man United being in the top 6, and he gets sacked. Then they bring in Jose Mourinho, the special one. Success with Chelsea. I think it was AC or Inter Milan, Real Madrid. He had success, I believe, in Portugal. And all he was an interpreter for Sir Bobby Robson, the Newcastle manager, a legend as he is. And of course, Bobby Robson taught Jose everything that Jose knows. And fair play to that. But Jose Mourinho then gets sacked from Man U for finishing second. And he had the chance to win the league a year later if he would have stayed as manager. And the board accepted the fact that okay, he's going to do it next season. We'll stick with him, and the board never did. The fans loved him. Some fans don't like him because being a Chelsea manager and winning success with Chelsea, but that's what managers do. They go up and down the league or throughout the other leagues in the world and do really well. It's because the board sticks with them. The board knows what to expect with a certain manager. And then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer takes over. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hasn't worried me as a manager at Man U. His lack of experience is really bad to be a manager at Man U. And that's proven within the last 6 months, where he's been on the verge of losing his job, and then people like Bruno Fernandes and bringing in Cristiano Ronaldo, they can win games here and there, and they get the game win, and it's pressure off Ole Gunnar for not being sacked. And of course, losing to Watford at the weekend was the nail in the coffin for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And then, like I'm going to say now, Jose Mourinho joined Spurs, Tottenham Hotspur that is, and he does really well with them. And then he gets sacked. I don't know why he got sacked from Spurs. I don't know if it's because he couldn't win the league or something, but yeah, he gets sacked and he joins AS Roma. And he's doing bits over in Italy again with a team like Roma who are financially secure. They're always in European football. They are a top 5 team in Italy, and you've got to face the likes of AC, Inter, Lazio, Napoli, Juventus. I would say Fiorentina, but they've dropped from grace. Fiorentina have actually, while I think about it. Però Fiorentina was European football up until about 10 years ago, and then Fiorentina went down. But wherever Jose goes, Jose gets results. But I don't know who's going to be the next Man United manager. Like I say, people want Zidane. Zidane's saying he ain't interested, but we'll see what money gets chucked at him to become manager. But the board of Man U have got to do one thing. They've got to stick with him for 5 seasons. I know 5 seasons sounds a lot.
Giuliano is coming in for his stop.
I know, like I was going to say, 5 seasons sounds a lot, but it really isn't. Your first season, you've got to get used to the team, and the team's got to get used to you. So wherever you finish, you finish. Second season, the team knows how you play, the team knows the formation, the team knows the manager knows the team. Do better than the first season. Third season, you want to win the league. Simple as. If you don't win it in the third season, the fourth season maximum. If you don't win it by the fourth, by the 5th you're out the door. That's what should happen. They should give managers 5-year deals and say, right, this is what we're expecting in 5 years. You know what I mean? Fergie was there, what, 20-something years at Man U? Multiple, like I say, multiple successes, doubles, trebles. Yeah, because we've got the League Cup, the FA Cup and the Premier League. That's a treble. But the treble for the big teams like Man U is the FA Cup, Premier League, European Cup, Champions League. That's what made Sir Alex a knight, get knighted by the Queen, was because he won the treble in 1999. And Fergie had the best players, the best team, the best of everything that year. And in 2000 he said, we ain't going to get very far. 2001 we'll do it, and he did. Same in 2006 and 2007, he dominated the league. The right players in, and that's the truth. But can I see any more success at Man U? No. Man United, unfortunately, have fell from grace, and they will fall from grace until they get a manager who knows the league, know the team, and know the Fergie way, because that's the truth. But every manager though is going to get criticised for not being like Sir Alex Ferguson. But there's only one Sir Alex Ferguson in this world. Like there was ever one Sir Alf Ramsey who won the World Cup in 1966. We only get one manager to be brilliant. But can I see anything else happening? Yeah. I can see success at Man United. But it won't be until probably 3-4 years down the line until they stick with a genuine manager. The board of directors and the chairman don't stick by the managers in this day and age now. They want instant success. Don't work. Doesn't work. And it's like Man City in 2011. They get a international buyout with a big tycoon. In 2012 tries to buy the league and failed. You can't buy a league. You can buy the players for the league, but to try and win the league straight away with big money doesn't work. And that comes into Formula 1 as well, and I'll touch upon this as well, because it's a relevant point. Sir Richard Branson put a bit of money into Brawn GP, who won the Constructors and Drivers title with Jenson Button in 2009. In 2010, Virgin bring out their own car, and Richard Branson pumps in this money, expecting results straight away, and at the end of the year he pulls out. It says it's not beneficial for him to lose so much money. But yet you look at Red Bull. They came into the sport in 2005 after being taken over by buying out Jaguar. 5 years into the sport, 5 years later, in 2010 they win their first drivers and constructors title, because they had to build up the money for it. They had to build the resources for that. They had to put the sacrifice in that they're not going to win titles straight away. They knew that, but they had aims and they had goals. It's like Mercedes. They get brought, Mercedes buy Brawn GP. Took Mercedes 5 seasons to get somewhere, because Mercedes again have got the money, but they know they weren't going to buy. They wasn't going to win championships straight away, because they had to build the car. And of course, you build the car, and boom, all of a sudden you're winning titles, and they won 7 on the bounce. Do you know what I mean? How good's that? Do you know what I mean? And that's what people don't understand. When they put money into a team or put money into something, and the instant results doesn't work. And that's why I like the mediocre teams that are like Williams, who were financially brilliant, who were superb in the heyday, and then they fall from grace because they have a Renault in-house engine in 1998 and 1999, and then they go into BMW in 2000, and they started winning races. They look like the former selves. And of course, when BMW pulled out and did a swap to Sauber in 2007, I believe, you know, and that was then the downfall to Williams, because they didn't have the team, they didn't have the engine, and then there was losing sponsorships because the sponsors weren't, you know, the sponsors wanted world success, and Williams was like, we ain't going to be able to do that. The power unit in the car isn't as what we wanted, and that's the downside to Williams. And now they've been brought out by an independent company but kept the Williams name, which is brilliant to see, and I love that idea, to keep a legendary name on the grid. But what can I see for Williams in, say, 5 years' time? Maybe out the sport. Maybe get brought out by an independent company, like Aston Martin did with Racing Point. Do you know what I mean? Williams could be brought out by Porsche, just like Sauber was with Alfa Romeo. All you need is a big name to buy out a team like Williams, and you lose an iconic name. But you bring a name that people know. That makes sense. Sauber should have stayed on the grid. Peter Sauber should not have said, okay, Alfa Romeo, I'll let you buy me out. Because Sauber weren't going to be in the sport in 2010 anyway, because they was looking to be sold. And Peter Sauber just about managed to scrape enough funds to put the team back into the grid. And Sauber have always been a low fields team. They've never been iconic, and that's the downside to Sauber. And the fact that he's always known he was always a mediocre team. Now, what annoyed me with Sauber was they always had a year later engine from Ferrari. So if I talk about the Ferrari of, say, 1997, in 1996 Peter Sauber had that 1996 engine in his cars. And when the year 2000 2001 came along, Ferrari was still using the 2000 engine for the first 4 to 6 races, and they were still winning the championship by then, with Michael Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello. The power unit was amazing. And I'm going to do a flashback here. But when Sauber, though, stopped using the Ferrari engines and went to BMW, Robert Kubica in Canada won the race. The first Polish driver to win a Formula 1 race, and it was for Sauber BMW. That's what I don't understand. And then BMW leave the sport because it wasn't beneficial for them, because it was too expensive, apparently. Yet there was winning races throughout from the year 2000 to 2007ish. That's what I tried to make heads and tails of it, but I can't. Because how can a company like BMW say it's not beneficial when they've proven to win races, proven that they can do it? And we're all going at the snail's pace. This is ridiculous. The rain is really, really bad. And I can't even keep the car on the track because I'm aquaplaning. Because there's no grip. But now, I don't know. People want Porsche back in the sport. I want Ford. I want BMW back. I want to see iconic names literally on the grid. And I won the race, even though I should have ended it with 2 crashes.
It's certainly been an incredible year for Formula One, and our drivers have all pushed themselves this season, making it one of the most compelling years of racing in history. There can only be one champion, however, and here they are now, our new Formula One World Drivers' Champion. That's
And I am world champion.
spectacular victory then, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today and the results speak for themselves.
The faces on our top 3 look so incredibly happy as they make their way up to the podium. A much-deserved victory and a brilliant performance from them all. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
This game still gets me. The fastest lap goes to Esteban Ocon. Even though he technically retired, he should still technically gain a point because he's got the fastest lap. And if you're out the top 10, that fastest lap point does not go to the driver, which is actually a bit broken. I think they need to look at that because it is really, really ridiculous.
First of all, congratulations. You must be thrilled.
How does it feel to be this year's
We all underestimated you, didn't we? Do you think you were lucky not to end your race with that crash? Great. Well, that's everything.
Right, activities 2, marketing. Okay. There's still nothing about the R&D reset though, is there? No, nothing at the moment. We've only got 10,000 resource points, but I don't want to spend them. Right, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, hit that bell for notifications, because I do daily content. And until the next one, I will see you all later. Bye.